Hi, Jaden. Hi, Riley. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a green check mark if you can hear me. Oh, great, Jaden. Riley, can you hear me okay? Riley, go ahead and do your audio setup. It's the microphone with the red dial. And I'll be right back with you. Jaden, I'm going to take you into the room of Jaden. Okay. Go ahead and press your talk button, Jaden.
Hello.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Doing great. Are you looking for a module 4 DBA tonight?
Yes.
All right. I figured that. Have you done an online DBA before?
Yes.
Oh,
3 with you.
okay. Do you remember how to use the pencil tools and being able to text?
Yes.
Awesome. And remember, page navigation is going to be up on the top, upper right-hand
Mm-hmm.
corner on your screen. Okay. So once you complete this, I want you to raise your hand. Do you remember how to raise your hand?
Yes.
Okay. So raise your hand when you're done, and then I'll come back into the room and we'll go over it. Sound good?
Um, is this algebra 1?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep, sure is. Do you have any questions?
No. All right,
Okay.
now.
All right. Then I'll see you in a few moments.
Okay.
Hi, Riley. Can you press your talk button? The talk button will be right above your screen. Riley, if you can hear me, go ahead and give me a green check mark.
There, there. Like down the left. Wow.
Hey, Riley, I hear you.
Um,
How you doing?
um,
Good. You have a DBA for which subject, which module tonight?
I think it's module 5.
I think so too. Okay. I've made the room of Riley. I'm going to bring you down into there, and then we'll load up the PowerPoint for you. Okay. Okay, to talk again, you just have to press your microphone, press your talk button again.
Okay.
There you go. So let me bring this up. This is going to be Math 7, DBA number 5. Riley, can you see this in front of you?
Yep.
All right. Have you done an online DBA before?
No.
All right. So let me help you out a little bit. There are several pages on here. There's 3 pages altogether for your online DBA. You're on page 1 right now. And to the left of your screen, you should see some icons. I'm going to throw some on the screen so you can see them a little bit better. There. Do you see like icons like the ones I just put up on your screen for real on the side of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is going to be the pencil one. I'm highlighting it over here. If you click your pencil and then tap your screen, you can start writing. You want to try it?
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think I got this.
There you go. Now, if you want to change the color, there's a little palette. It says 100%, and then to the left of it, there's a black square. If you tap the black square, you'll see a whole color palette come up. And then you can change the color that you're writing with. You can also change how thick you want the line to be. Mine right now says stroke 2, and I can tap it, and then I can bring it. There you go. You're awesome. Excellent. Okay, so I'll clear this. No, not yet. Let's go ahead to the next thing. All right, now to text or to type. Okay, do you see this A with a bunch of lines on it?
Yeah.
What you'll do is you're going to tap the A with your pen or with your mouse, and then you'll drag it across your screen, drag it to the right and then down, and it'll create a box. And then you can type into the box. Nice, very, very good. And the last thing I want to show you on here is the very top icon. It's like a square with an arrow in it. You see the square with the arrow in it?
Yep.
That helps you erase or it'll move things. So for instance, if I tap the square with the arrow and then I tap something, I can move it. I can move things around the screen. Go ahead and try that. There you go. Now, what's good about this is if you're working and you run out of space, or if you've changed your mind about what you're doing, you can move it, or you can tap it and then press delete and it disappears. So you can find a bunch of stuff, tap, delete, or you can move it. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so now you're officially trained. And I've cleared our page. And so what you're going to do is you're going to answer each question. There's 3 pages altogether, and there's a question on the page. There's some page navigation up here on the upper right. You should be able to see that on your screen. Okay. Now, once you're complete with all of this, you're going to raise your hand. And the feature to raise your hand is all the way back on the left where you see my name and your name. And it goes up to the top. You're going to see some icons. One is a smiley face. One is a person with a clock. And then the third one is a hand. And if you press hand like that, then there you go. Then I will know to come back into your room and we'll go over the DBA. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
At this point, I am in the main room all by myself. I have 2 students and they're in breakout rooms and they're doing their DBAs. I have a separate screen on the side and I can actually see them writing on it, which is pretty cool. And an open DBA session can range from no kids to 10 or 12 kids that can come in the hour, depending on what time of the year it is, what time of the semester it is. On average, I'll get about 8 to 10 in an hour. Hi, Jaden.
Hi.
How did it go?
I'm not really sure about if the answers I put down are right, but...
Okay, well, let's go over it and see. Number 1. Tell me on number 1, it looks like you chose A to do. What did you do to solve for this one?
Well, I broke down the problem and then I solved it.
Okay, so you can tell me in words what you did. And let me see if I can follow you.
I did the square root of 3, which is 3, and then I did the square root of 6, which is, hold on, let me find it on my paper.
You still there? You can press your talk button just in case. There you go.
Okay, I found the square root of 6, which is 6, and then I multiplied and got 3 times the square root of 2.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If we say radical 3, or radical 3 is the same thing as square root of 3. So radical 3 times radical 6, we can actually write those together, and that becomes radical 18, or the square root of 18. And then you can rewrite this, because we need to pull out anything that's a perfect square needs to come out of that radical sign, because that's what a square root is. We want to find the square root. So if we can take the square root of a number, let's take it. So rewriting this, because you got the right answer. So I just want to make sure when we're going over it that you have the same process, because it looks like you're doing good. Okay, well, let's rewrite this. 18 is the same thing as 9 times 2. Do you agree?
Yes.
And then the reason I chose 9 times 2 is because 9 is a perfect square. And the square root of 9 is indeed 3. So I can pull this 9 out and make it a 3. And then I'm left with the radical 2 in there. And 2 is not a perfect square. And so I got 3 radical 2. Is yours similar? Is your method sort of similar to that? Because I'm seeing right answers. I am seeing right answers, so that's awesome. Tell me what you did for B.
I basically did the same exact thing that I did for A. I found the square root of 3 and then the square root of 18 and multiplied the 2 together to get 3. The 3 times the square root of 6.
Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. And I'm going to just show you the alternative way of doing it as well. 3 times 18. If we get onto a calculator, 3 times 18, I think is 54. Okay, then we say, well, is there any perfect square in 54? And we can actually write that as, is it 9 times 6 is 54? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Whew. All right, well then 9 is that perfect square. We can pull it out. And the square root of 9 is 3, just like you have. And then we're left with 3, and the 6 is still inside there. 3 square roots of 6, or 3 radical 6. Very good, Jaden. Very, very good. Let's take a look at the next page. Okay, it looks like you chose the top 2. So tell me what you did, because you got the right answers. It looks right.
I found the square root of 98 and the square root of 2 and divided them.
Very good. So let me write that down. You did. You can take the square root of 98 over the square root of 2. So when you have division with square root signs or radicals, you can put them under one big radical, which is absolutely right. And then what is 98 divided by 2?
Divided by 2 is 49.
You are right. And now I see a perfect square. What is the square root of 49?
7.
You got it. Very, very good. And how about your 108 over 3? You got the right answer again. So go ahead and tell me what you did.
I did the same thing. I took the square root of 108 and divided by the square root of 3, which is 3.
Very good. And 108 divided by 3 is also 36. And what is the square root of 36?
6 and 6, or 6.
You got it. Very good. And last but not least, go ahead and explain.
I wasn't too sure about this one.
Really? Because I see it looks right. So tell me what your thoughts are, because it looks very good.
Well, I didn't think I was very good at all of this.
Okay. So
certain type of problem.
Yeah, well, what I see though is you could see that the 4 radical 3, the radical 3 and the radical 5s, you can't put them together. And so you're showing me that you recognize that, which is excellent. And then we're left with a 2 radical 5 minus 3 radical 5. Well, 2 radical 5, if I take the coefficient of 2 and then minus 3 radical 5, we get the coefficients are 2 minus 3. And what is 2 minus 3?
-1.
-1. So we have -1 radical 5 when we put our radical 5s together. But you don't have to write a 1 in there when you have a -1. When you have a 1 in front, you don't need to show it. So we're going to take that away, and we have a negative radical 5. Okay, now we also have the 4 radical 3 left over. So we just put them together, just like you have. Negative radical 5 plus 4 radical 3. So you got that one right. Looks fantastic.
Okay.
All right, let's bring it back to the first page. Jaden, you did awesome. All right, I see up at the top, we're going to give you the password to this. The password to this module is going to be FISH, F-I-S-H. And you've scored a 30 out of 30. You really rocked it. Now, what I need for you to do, Jaden, is to save this to a PDF file. And then you're going to submit this for your DBA for Module 4. Do you want me to walk you through how to save this?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Up at the very top of your screen, it should say Blackboard Collaborate File, Edit, View, Tools, Window, Help. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Press File.
Okay.
Press Save. Press Whiteboard.
Uh-huh.
All pages.
Okay.
Now, on this page, you have 3 things that you want to fill out. The first one is Save As. You want to call this DBA4.
Okay.
Right underneath that, it's a clickable link, and it's where you're going to save it. So click it and try to find your desktop. This way you can find it and just drag it right into your assessment. So desktop. And the last thing is the file format. I want you to go ahead and click that and pick your third option, Whiteboard PDF.
Okay.
And the reason being, press Save. Go ahead and press Save. And the reason I want Whiteboard PDF, meaning you're going to submit this, but then you can also open this file anytime you want. If you forget your password, open the file. There it is in front of you. If you have any questions of what we did, you can open this up and take a look at it. So this document belongs to you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions before I let you go?
I do have one question.
Sure.
About the collaboration assessment for 1.10.
Yes.
How am I going to complete that if anybody else is still in the first segment? Is there, so I can complete it with anybody?
Yeah, I see what's happening here. You know what I'm going to do? I will go in because it looks like there is nothing left for you to do. Okay, I think I have put in there a 0 out of 20. I can see that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and exempt you from that one. I'm going to submit that now. I'm going to exempt you from that one, but we need to definitely have the collaboration for the module 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to get one in there for semester 2. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So your average is for module 1 right now is 80.11, module 2, 72.67. So if you have any questions along the way, definitely let me know, okay?
Exactly. What does that mean?
What was that?
What does that mean?
What does what mean?
What you just said, the average.
Oh, right now I'm looking at, let me see. Let me bring your file back up again. I just lost it a second. Sometimes this thing hits and goes slow. Okay, so right now I have you at 66% complete with segment 1, and your average is a 90.18. So you're actually doing very, very well.
Okay.
And just make sure you get that 4.0 practice test in.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was taking that, and I didn't want to. I was hoping to finish this module before Wednesday because I'm trying to finish up segment 1.
Awesome.
Hopefully before the end of February.
All right. Well, listen, if there's anything you need along the way, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, you have a great night.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Riley. Hey, Riley, go ahead and press your talk button.
Yeah, I know. I turned it off while you were gone.
Well, how did it go?
Okay, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, number 1, tell me what you did for this problem.
Well, I took 3, which is the radius of the circle that they give, which is 6 feet, and then I squared it and multiplied that by pi to get the answer.
Very good. And you're right. So if I look at here, the area is 28.3. The only thing I want to see extra is I need to see it's in feet squared. Or you can say feet squared, or you can say square feet. So area is always going to be a squared unit. So squared feet or feet squared, however you want to write it. But awesome, awesome. You did a great job with that. I like how you figured that out, and I liked how you explained it to me. That was great. Let's look at the next one. All right, here we go. Calculate the value for x. It looks like you did it right. So tell me what you did.
Well, I took 180, which is what, like, a triangle, like, if you have a triangle, it's supposed to, like, all sum up to 180. And I subtracted it by 60, which is one of the points that they give you, and then I subtracted that by 60 to get what x would be.
Very good. So this is going to be 60 in here. But then, if this is 60, how can you figure out what x is? What do you think? If this is 60, how do you know what x is? Hey, Riley, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Do you recognize this word that I'm putting up?
Vertical angle?
Vertical angles, that's right. So 60, you figured this one out beautifully. The inside of a triangle is going to add up to 180, and then x and 60 are vertical angles. So when you see two lines crisscrossing like this or intersecting like this, these two angles that are across from each other are vertical, and vertical angles are congruent. And so this x is indeed 60.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, let's go to number 3. Last but not least. All right, you say the cross section that's parallel to the base is a square. Okay, go ahead and describe that. How do you know that that's a square?
Well, since it's parallel to the base, you would just basically cut off the top of the pyramid, and what you would be left with would be a square.
You are right. And I'm going to drag another picture up here just to show that. And so if you're looking at my picture here, it starts out as a big square and then you start stacking. Cross sections would be stacking a smaller square, smaller square, smaller square, all the way up to the point. So you are absolutely right that that cross section is a square. Very well done. Okay, Riley, you did a great job today. We're going to take a look. I'm going to just put your name up on the top, Riley, and today's date is 1/25. This is Module 5, and the password to Module 5 today is Gator, G-A-T-O-R. You've scored a 50 out of 50. Now, we need to save this to a PDF file, and then we're going to submit that onto your Module 5 DBA. Do you know how to save this as a PDF?
No.
Okay. At the top of your screen, you should see where it says, oh, by the way, you're advanced. So let me give you the advanced password as well. The Module 5 is Gator, and then Airboat, A-I-R-B-O-A-T, is going to be the advanced password.
Yeah.
Okay, at the upper top of your screen, you're going to see Blackboard, File, Edit, View, Tools, Window, Help. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, click File.
Oh, and then just hit save.
Yep, click Save. Whiteboard. All pages? Yeah, all pages. Very good. Now, there's 3 things that are going to show up on this page. Save As, and you're going to put in DBA5.
All right.
Okay. Right underneath that is where you're going to save it. It's clickable. So click on and find your desktop.
All right.
Okay, and then towards the bottom, it's the type of file. It says File Format. It's clickable again, so click it and pick the third option, Whiteboard PDF.
Got it.
Press Save. Okay, so you're going to submit this to Module 5 DBA. And this is also a PDF file for you. So if you ever lose your password, open it up. There's your passwords, Skater and Airboat. If you ever want to review anything in here, you can open it back up. It's a PDF file, so it's yours to keep. Okay, do you have any questions for me?
No.
All right, well then, Riley, you have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Xavier. Hey, Russell. I'm going to go ahead and make a breakout room. Xavier, I'm going to take you first.
Okay.
Okay, Xavier. Which DBA are we going to do tonight? Go ahead and press the talk button.
The 5.0.
Which one is it?
Module 5.
Okay, let me go ahead and bring that up. Okay, Xavier, can you see that in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, and have you done an online DBA before?
Yes, I have.
All right, up at the top of your screen, do you see page navigation?
Yes.
All right, so when you're ready, raise your hand and I'll come back in and we'll go over it.
Okay.
Thanks. Hey, Russell. Russell got
Hey.
nice. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. How was your weekend?
It was good. How's yours?
It was good. It was cold.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's cold tonight too. Hey,
Yeah.
Russell, which DBA would you like to do tonight?
I'm going to do the Module 4 DBA.
Module 4 DBA. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to put you into the Russell room. And I'll jump in there too. Okay, let me bring this up. You say Module 4. All right, Russell, can you see this in front of you?
Yep.
Okay.
It says filled out. Or...
Yep. Have you done an online DBA before?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the page navigation to the right, way up at the top?
Yeah. Actually, no, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. Never mind.
You got it? Okay. So go ahead and do all 3 pages, and then when you're done, raise your hand. Do you remember how to raise your hand?
I think so.
You got it. Excellent. All right, and then we'll go over it. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. See you soon. All right, we've got number 1. What is the equation of this graph in y equals mx plus b form? So tell me what you did to solve for this.
I looked at the initial value, and then I looked at the rate of change.
Okay. And what is your initial value? Your initial value would be, you have m and b.
Negative 20.
Okay, I see why you're saying that is your initial value. Believe it or not, your initial value is where on the y-axis it's going to start. So in this case, where on the y-axis do you start?
0.
Yeah, so your initial value will be 0. So always remember your initial value is going to start on the y-axis, someplace, up or down or somewhere on there. So in this case, it's going to be 0. But let's take a look at your slope because your slope looks really good. How did you get 4 as your slope?
Because every one it goes forward. Every one it goes forward, it goes up 4.
You got it.
When it goes forward, it goes up 4.
Excellent. So you go up 4 and over 1. Up 4 and over 1. Up 4 and over 1. So your slope is absolutely right. So you are so close with this. Your equation is y equals 4x plus 0. And since we don't care about saying plus 0, then the solution is just plain old y equals 4x. Are you good with that?
Yes.
And you understand about the y-intercept?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good job. All right, the next one. It says, what's the slope of the equation y equals negative 3x plus 8? The slope for the equation is negative...
negative 3.
You are right. You are. And how did you know it was negative 3 and it wasn't 8?
Because the initial value was 8.
You got it. Excellent. Very good answer. And last but not least, the speed of the motorboat. Miles per hour is exactly what you're looking for. So you got the right idea about this. Okay, so we want to know how many, when you say how many miles an hour, it's how many miles did you get in 1 hour. So let's look at the time. Here it is. Here's 1 hour on the time. All we need to do is just go up. So what do you think that the speed is going to be in 1 hour?
$70 miles an hour.
What makes you say 70?
Because the initial value is 35, and when you reach 1 hour, you're at 105.
Oh, that's a good thought. That's a good thought. And if you're taking a look at this, okay, you're absolutely right. Looks good. And you're a very good thinker about it. That was awesome. Awesome. Okay, Xavier, let's taking a look. We're going to put your name up on the top. And today's date is 1/25. You get a 50 out of 50 today. And the password to Module 5 is BEAR, B-E-A-R. Xavier, do you know how to save this file to a PDF?
I believe so.
All right, can you walk me through it real quick?
Go to save. Go to save.
Mm-hmm.
Go to whiteboard.
Yep.
Save and go to whiteboard.
Uh-huh.
And hit all pages.
Very good. Now what? What do we want to call it?
Call it Module 5 DBA.
Yeah. Or you could just say DBA 5. Okay. And then underneath that is a clickable link. Where to save it? See if you can find your desktop.
And then save it to the desktop.
There you go. And then at the very bottom, the file format. And that's clickable link as well. And pick your third option, whiteboard PDF.
All right.
Okay. And then you just need to go ahead and submit that to your assessments in Module 5 DBA, and you're all set.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right. Well, Xavier, you have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Looks
That's
like
pretty
you're...
messy.
No, you're doing good. Tell me what you did for number 1.
Well, I multiply values outside the radical, and I multiply values inside the radical, and I simplify.
Yeah, you did. You look good. You knew that square root of 3 times square root of 6 is square root of 18. So you knew that. And what's impressive also is here you knew to find the perfect squares, 3 squared. And you pulled it out. And left the 2 inside. That looks fantastic. This is totally right. Very nice. And then go ahead and tell me on B what you did.
Well, I kind of just multiply the values outside the radical.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't really know, like, all the terms for it, but my tutor just taught me this way, so.
You know, it looks really good what you did, and I see what you're doing. You're doing them separately and then trying to bring them together. And what you're doing, it looks good. It looks right. An easier way is to go ahead and just multiply 3 times 18. And I think 3 times 18 is 54. And then I know that 9 times 6 is 54. And the square root of 9 is 3. So it's just plain old 3 square root of 6. What do you think? What do you think of that?
That looks a lot easier.
Yeah, it's it's a little easier, but your method was absolutely right, and your explanation was too. So you did great with that. Let's look at the next page. Same thing. You're looking good here. Tell me what you're doing with number 2.
Well, I kind of just take 98 and then just put it together like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would be a nice, easy way? And your work is absolutely right. Absolutely right. So it looks great. 98. If you have a radical on the top and a radical on the bottom, and you're dividing your radicals, you can just say this is 98 divided by 2 inside a radical. And 98 divided by 2 is 49. And then square root of 49 is 7. And and that'll save a lot of time. But what you're doing, I like it. So you're doing really well. Okay, the last one here. Let's go ahead and try my method and make it really easy. But again, you got the right answer, so it's looking great. If I was to just say 108 over 3, because I can do that, and I can tell you right now that 108 divided by 3 is 36. And what's the square root of 36?
It's 6.
Yep. And again, you did it the right way. You did it the long, hard way. But you're showing me that you do know how to do radicals, so that's great. And last but not least.
Haven't done this yet.
Okay.
Looking on it now.
Yeah, we'll do it together. On this one, the one thing you want to notice is this middle term is a radical 3, and the outside one's a radical 5. So these two we can put together, but this one we cannot. It's just going to be hanging. So to add these two with the radical 5s, what are the coefficients?
The coefficients are 2 and 4 and 3. Yeah.
Yep. So the ones for radical 5, you're right, are 2. And then this one's not just a 3, it's a minus 3.
Negative 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was to take these two and add them together, 2 and minus 3, what would I get?
You get 1.
Close.
A negative 1. Sorry.
Yeah. So I would get minus 1 radical 5. Okay. And I don't need a 1 in here. When I just have a minus there, I'm going to move that away. When I have a minus in front, it's assumed it's a minus 1. So we've gotten the first term out of the way and the second term. And so all we need is that middle term, which is a 4 radical 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can't do anything with it except just place it next to it. So plus 4 radical 3. What do you think?
I think it looks good, better than my last.
I think so too. You did really well. Okay, Russell, we're back up on page 1. The password to module 4 is FISH, F-I-S-H.
Okay.
Your grade today is a 30 out of 30. You did awesome. Now, Russell, I need you to save this to a PDF file, and then you're going to submit it to Mod4DBA.
Okay.
Do you know how to save this?
Yeah, I already done that before.
You have done it before?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and walk me through it.
So you save the whiteboard or the... Yeah.
Yep, save it to the whiteboard.
Pages.
And go ahead and call it DBA4.
Wait, do I have to name it something special, or
What was that?
do you have to name it something special, or?
Yeah, call it DBA4. And then save it to your desktop. So underneath that, it's a clickable link, and find your desktop.
Yeah, I got it.
And then at the very bottom, it's a file format. You want to click it and pick your third option, Whiteboard PDF. And then press Save.
Yeah.
So if you forget your password, this is a PDF file. You can open it up and you can see your password. And if you ever want to look at any of the stuff we did, you can open up this file. It's yours. So you can look at it anytime. Okay?
Okay, I'll submit it now.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
All right, Russell, you have a great night.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Sorry, I got a cold.
Bye.
Not pretty stuffy, so bye.